Hello everyone, I'm Kelly. I am the girl behind Paper Girl KB, and today I want to show you the assembly of my card design where I used the vintage truck from Krazy Kreations, the vintage truck outline sticker, and I also used some papers from American Craft, as well as papers and a stamp set called Happy Fall Y'all from Simon Says Stamp. I want to show you the easy assembly and how you would do this if you had my card kit. When you purchase my card kits, the assembly is actually very easy. All of the cutting, all of the sizing is done for you. All of the coloring is done for you as well. So you can make this card from scratch with ideas from this photo, or put together your own version very simply through one of my pre-made card kits. I wanted to show a liquid glue that I recommend very, very highly. I actually just recently tried Barely Art, and I find this to be my favorite of all liquid glues. It does a very nice job. It can be used for many different things, paper, as well as dimensional things like buttons, sequins, anything like that. I have another favorite glue as well that is worth mentioning. Two favorites. I'd say the Barely Art is my favorite. This is my second favorite, and this is the Tombow Mono liquid glue, the multi. And it is the one in the green bottle. There's also a liquid glue in the blue bottle. I think the green just works a little bit better for me. Also a very good quality liquid glue. If you're making cards, you do not want to skimp on your adhesive. It's worth, I would say, getting either of these two glues so that you're happy with your finished product. I also want to show Copic markers, which I have used in the coloring and the outlining, which is one of my favorite alcohol markers. When you receive one of my kits, it comes like this. I'm going to set the envelope aside. The card base. I usually have my Paper Girl KB logo on the back, and sometimes a little piece of decorative paper. I have a solid black and the two background pieces, and everything is already cut and sized. I'm going to start by adhering my black base. Always check, make sure you got everything right side up. I like to just leave a pin in the top of my glue in between uses. So this is the Barely Art glue, liquid glue. I like to just kind of get the glue started, get a nice flow started, and then go along the edges. You don't need to use a lot of the glue. That's probably even more than I had to use, and I like to apply my glue over on this craft sheet side of my craft pad, because if you get glue down, it just rubs right off very nicely. So we'll set this down with nice even margins. This paper is double-sided, which I absolutely love. So if you decide you're not crazy about the sunflowers, you could always do the plaid instead. Actually, technically, if you switch to the opposite side of this paper, you would have to switch to the opposite side of the other background paper as well, so that the way they're cut, they fit together. You can't just choose to switch one and not the other. mean, they've been cut in order to fit together like puzzle pieces. So if I decide I want to switch one and not the other, you're just going to have a different, you know, a different fit. And, you know, that wouldn't be so bad. So how's everybody doing today? Here it is a sunny Saturday afternoon in my craft room. I have a big picture window bringing lots of light in. It's a gorgeous fall day, October 3rd. There we go. So I sized this so that a little bit of black would show through. And when you see the Krazy Kreations outline sticker, it is outlined with a nice bold black. So I thought showing that little margin of black in between with a little irregularity was really cute. So these are the pieces that come with it. I have already colored and cut everything. Take out all of our little pieces. Let me lay them out here. So I've already stamped, colored, cut everything with a mixture of some really cute patterned papers. The cutting is really time consuming. So I've done you a great favor in pre-cutting everything. So let me see here. Let's put down our tree first. And I'm going to put the tree down flat about here. Let me put its little... Now some of these, if you look carefully, there are some lines on one side. The lines were used when I was doing the stamping and the cutting. This little tree branch was from the Happy Fall Y'all stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. And I did a whole bunch. I created a whole bunch of these kits at once. So some of the little stamp lines show through on the opposite side, but that isn't going to matter for your design. Ah, cute little thing. Okay, now my tree, my next tree, in my sample I had it dimensional. So let me pull out some dimensional dots. I have large ones and small ones. We're just going to go ahead and use the big ones. So flip it over. Put your dimensional adhesive dots on there. Let me see, about right about there is cute. And for this, let me see, I'm sticking the top is going to glue right there. However, I'm going to want a little dimensional dot for the trunk, and I want to make sure it doesn't show through, so I'm going to cut it even smaller. So the bottom of the trunk is sitting off of the paper like the tree is, but the top of the trunk is going to be glued directly. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the top. There we go, cute. Okay, my truck, I'm also going to put the truck on with dimensional dots. I would normally go pretty generous with the dimensional dots, but I'm being a little bit quicker. Since we're videotaping, I would usually put a little bit more on than that. I just toss these little guys right on the floor. These little things. When you're a crafter, you have these little things everywhere. Stuck to your feet, all over your carpet, first floor, second floor, you name it, they're everywhere. And I think, let me see, I need to have some clouds up there. So I think right about here is good. Okay, so this little guy is going to go here. And I want the pumpkins to show out the top. So I'm going to have a medium and a small pumpkin showing out the top. So I'm going to put the boards here last, but I want to just set it there to eyeball my pumpkin placement and then move it out of the way. And then the next pumpkin. Right about there. Okay. For the rack on the back of the pickup truck, I want that on dimensional dots. I want that to pop off of the surface a little bit. So I'm using my little square foam adhesive. Toss those little babies on the floor, sweep them up later, or not. Cute. All right, I've got a pumpkin I can set down here. I could lay it down flat, but I think I'm going to pop it up. So this is so easy. And when I make these kits, I certainly, I design it a certain way. I provide all of the pieces to be laid down as exactly as the picture will show that you receive with your kit. But I really love to see people do things their own individual way and to modify where they put things, how they put things. If you have been given a piece of double-sided paper, switch to the other side for a different kind of look, whatever you think. But I think when you make it, when you individualize it, it really is a lot more fun. I love for every kit, the final result of every kit to look a little bit different. All right, let me place my clouds. I inked the clouds just a little bit. When they were white, I just thought they were a little stark. So I inked them just to give them a little more definition. That's pretty cute. I like one down a little lower. All right, so we'll glue those in place. So this glue is amazing. I highly recommend Barely Art glue. I had purchased the 2-ounce bottle, but it comes in a much larger refill bottle as well, and I really like that. So you can buy it in bulk. It's a really good product, always nice to get them in bulk. And then also, if the 2-ounce bottle comes with a variety of applicator tips. I don't have it within reach to show you, unfortunately, but what I'm using is, I guess, like the average tip, whatever, but there is a fine tip that I could use as well. And then it comes with the pin for cleaning out your tips. And in between use, I like to just, instead of unscrewing the cap and putting the permanent cap on in between use, I just stick the pin into it, and that seems to seal it well enough. So I've taken a bit of a risk there, but I think that's a little shortcut that has worked out for me. Okay, so in my sample, the only thing left here is the Warm and Cozy Wishes. So I have that laid across some items that are raised and some areas that are reset, and then raised again, and then reset or flat. So I want to look at my little sign, set it on there, and figure out where I want glue and where I want dimensional dots. So I'm going to figure out where I want this. I kind of like it right there. How about right there? So this section will be glued, this spot will be glued. right between the S and the H is where I want a dimensional dot. And probably right about under that W is where I want a dimensional dot. The other areas will be glued. So let me grab my smaller dots. So right behind that W, I want one. And right between the S and the H of wishes. So right about there. Okay, so that'll work. And then I want glue in this area and this area. I hope you're enjoying watching this. I know it's slow going. It's very relaxing. Crafting is very relaxing. It's not about rushing and getting it done what's going wrong there? It's not about rushing and getting it done as fast as you can get it done. It's about enjoying the process and mainly being happy with your end result. What did I do wrong? I know what I did wrong. I forgot to pull off my little ditty things. There we go. Now it's going to stick. And just loving your end result. So if you put something down and you're just not loving it, pull it right back up again and try again. There we go. So the card is done. Very nice. So here was my original. And here is my new card. All done. Adorable. So good luck with this kit. I hope you love this. I actually sell this kit in exactly the same, but with different patterned paper combinations. I have several different combinations. This one, for example, I call sunflower, but I have others with pinks and with flowers, and I really had a fun time mixing fall patterned papers for what I think is like a really cozy homespun kind of look. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for joining me. Bye.